So I recently had somebody ask me, how does acceptance work? I actually have it written down here, just a few little quick bullet points from their comment. This person was Oral the Stoic, 253. I hope you don't mind me using your username. But essentially they asked, how does it work? How do you accept things? What is the process? I think that entirely depends on what it is that you're going through, because acceptance isn't inherently good or bad, because it entirely depends on whether you can change it or not. Because you could accept that you're physically weak, or you can fight against it and train your body, put yourself through voluntary physical stress in order to become stronger and more resilient. You don't have to accept things that can be changed. But for example, if a relationship broke off, if you have dissolved a friendship or a partnership, or something just went wrong and you're no longer together, whether as friends or lovers, whatever, you can't actually change that. So those are the things we simply should accept, because why would we dwell on something that we do not have any control over? I believe that's one of the very core things that the Stoics always talk about, is to not worry about the things out of your control. But when it comes to acceptance, so firstly, how does it work? Well, once again, that depends on the individual. For some people, simply needs time. They just need to go about life and do what it is that they do, and eventually they'll just come around. Some people will look at other coping mechanisms. Some people party, some people go to the gym, some people sleep around. It all depends on the individual, in my opinion. And I think the healthiest way to deal with acceptance, accepting a situation, I'm going to base it on the idea that you're accepting a situation you simply cannot change. So for example, something bad happened, now you're going through it, then you go with the process of acceptance. I think it's just simply time, just letting things be. If you would like to add something that you can work on yourself in the meantime, or work towards something during that period of acceptance, then even better. Personally for me, and I feel in a lot of guys out there as well, if anything bad happens with another woman, we tend to hit the gym harder than before, because we want to make ourselves feel better, we want to prove ourselves, we want to appeal to somebody else. I think it depends on what reason you're doing it for, but even if you're doing it for just purely vanity reasons, that is going to be better than just simply getting off your head every single weekend. If we look at the next thing, so how do you accept things? Well, I think that once again entirely depends on you, because somebody could watch this video and they might have a problem with the fact that I talk about, philosophical topics, self-help, psychology, even though I look the way I look. I've had it before where people have a problem with my appearance and they will very gladly comment on it, whether they think my teeth are too yellow or whether they don't like my neck tattoos or whatever their issue may be with me. I will see those things and I will just simply say, fair enough. It has absolutely no impact on me because I do not allow it to. So I think, how do you accept things? It entirely depends on how much you let things get to you. Of course, if something happened to my family and my father got very ill, obviously that would affect me because I care about my dad. I care about his health and well-being. And if something happened to him, well, it hit me hard. However, if someone was just taking the piss out of me, I don't really care. They can say whatever they like. If a relationship broke up, of course, initially you'd be down in the dumps, right? I feel like everybody would, unless you've already drifted apart. Then you simply just need time to just get to terms with it, accept it. It is what it is. Sometimes people chase closure. I think some people put too much weight and pressure on closure, because all closure is just an instant answer that may or may not be true to the period that you have to go through of acceptance, grievance, getting over something, whatever you want to call it, you just simply need to give that period time. I believe that's all it is. And then the final thing, what is the process? I suppose, kind of touched on it throughout everything that I just said, is that it will entirely depend on you as an individual, because you may choose to do something productive or you may choose to do something harmful. I will always encourage people to do something positive. I can't tell you the amount of times I have gotten my mates for a gym session or some sort of trip somewhere to do something fun, something good, something memorable after they've broken up with a partner or something has happened. It's just better than just going out and just damaging yourself physically and mentally. So I suppose just to kind of circle back, acceptance is not good nor bad. It all depends on what it is that you're accepting, because you should accept things you cannot change. They've happened now, or they are happening, or they just will continue to occur, and there's nothing you can do about it. I think those things you just simply have to accept, because things are whatever they are. And yes, I've almost nearly dropped the notebook because I'm messing around with it. But the things that you can change, you don't have to accept them if you don't want to, but only the things that you can change. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a thing or two, and hopefully I was able to answer that question or thought you may be having. If you're interested, I'm going to leave another video on the screen right here for you to check out. I do these kind of talks every single week, and then I also have the main video which I post on Mondays. So hopefully I'll see you there, and if I don't, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.